One of the little talked about points in this game is that Joe Burrow's mobility was a catalyst for the sustaining of LSU's drives. There were times when Alabama had Burrow dead to rights and he would break out of it and escape a sack and either throw a strike or run for a first down conversion. Sometimes he scrambled because the Alabama coverage was so good that he didn't have any options and he still made stuff happen. And on some of those plays, he was just flat out outrunning and out athleting Alabama defense and defenders. And so you're like, man, how did you do that? And so Joe Burrow really impressed me with some of the plays that he made in that manner. So today I'm going to show you 3 plays where his running and his scrambling really made a big difference in the game. And I'll actually explain how his running actually really helped cement the win for LSU. And if he didn't do some of this, LSU could have possibly lost the game. So I'm going to explain that starting now. So the first thing I'm going to show you is from the first quarter, 5 minutes, 49 seconds left in the game. It's 3rd and 17. Keep that in mind here. So Joe Burrow's in shotgun, 3 wide receivers, close trips formation. At the snap, Terrell Lewis easily defeats right tackle number 76. I mean, easily just destroys him. This shows you why he's one of the best pass rushers in the nation, and people don't know it yet. And he gets a run right at Joe Burrow. 76 trips him a bit on the way down, though, and Terrell Lewis stumbles in his path to Joe Burrow. And he's able to, Joe Burrow that is, sidestep Terrell Lewis completely and get an easy run lane because of the space that's now been vacated because of the pass rush. He then shows off his really solid athleticism as he gets 13 yards here. So on a 3rd and 17, he gets 13 yards on his scramble really fast as he's able to actually split 2 linebackers who are coming toward him. He's able to run right through them. They tackle him, but he runs through them to get an extra 2 to 3 yards, which is he ran through Markel Benton and Anthony Jennings. He is able to get a bit more upfield and then the linebackers, and then he put his kicker in field goal range. So keep in mind that they were out of field goal range before this point. So they kicked the field goal and got 3 points to go up 10-7. Now let's go to the next play. It's the 3rd quarter, 13 minutes, 52 seconds. Joe Burrow's in the shotgun again, 3 wide receivers in the formation. The Alabama defense is playing 2-man cover over, so you see 2 safeties over the top, and there's man-to-man coverage from the corners everywhere. So it's a simple defense with safeties over the top just to protect from the deep shots. So they cover the LSU receivers really well here, and you can tell because Joe Burrow doesn't get rid of the ball immediately. He doesn't really have somewhere to go. But that's also because, once again, Terrell Lewis had an amazing game. I might need to make a video about Terrell Lewis. If you want me to do that, let me know. He gets up the field really, really fast at the snap, and he forces Joe Burrow up immediately. I think for the average offense, Alabama wins the play right here because the quarterback really can't get away. But Joe Burrow proceeds to run to the right, and then he takes off for about 5 yards up the right sideline and really doesn't get touched because he's able to run past, once again, the Alabama defenders. That may not sound impressive to you, but 2nd and 5 is way better than 2nd and 10. And Joe Burrow kept them ahead of the chains, and they were able to keep going and go on and do well here. I feel like one of the problems was that Raekwon Davis didn't secure the left edge of the defense. He continued to maintain leverage in the middle and play the middle, so that just in case Joe Burrow scrambled in the middle, but I feel like that would have been a better alternative. I guess that really depends on, and the reason why I say this is because Terrell Lewis had already rushed up the field on that side. And so that makes me wonder, how does Nick Saban and Brian Baker, who's the defensive line coach this type of, pass rush and pocket contain for the defensive line? I would like to know that. So once again, another example of Joe Burrow kind of keeping it going and keeping his team ahead of the game. The last play I'm about to show you is the 4th quarter, 10 minutes, 32 seconds. Keep in mind that the score is LSU 33. Alabama 27. It's 3rd and 5 here. Alabama needs to get LSU off the field right here. LSU goes 5 wide in the red zone here against the Alabama dime package. Alabama has 6 DBs on the field. LSU calls a QB draw here. And honestly, this was just a smart play because Alabama only rushes 4 people. And wait, did they only rush 4? Yeah, they only rushed 4. That means there was like 7 people in the coverage. Yeah, they dropped 7 in coverage, but 6 of them were DBs. So 2 edge rush guys, they both go upfield. So they're both trying to get upfield and get out to Joe Burrow. But of course, that means the outsides are going to open up a bit. But in the middle, Raekwon Davis and Terrell Lewis are the ones who are going upfield. The middle guys are Barmore, and I believe it is Dale that are in the middle. And so they run a stunt. So Barmore is the looper, as I call him. He's the one who kind of runs around, the one who clogs up the middle. But this draw play is the perfect call against this, unfortunately, because Joe Burrow is able to run right past where Terrell Lewis kind of got upfield a little bit. And that goes right into the vacated space of where Barmore was when the play started. And so, funny enough, Terrell Lewis was in really good position here. And this is another example of how good Joe Burrow's athleticism is. Because look at how he squeezed past Terrell Lewis with his acceleration. Terrell Lewis rushed upfield, but he stopped to contain the edge. And I'm pretty sure that was an adjustment from the Alabama defense at the half. They're like, don't go past him because he likes to run and he can extend plays. They said rush upfield, but keep him where he is. So Terrell Lewis is in a really good position, but Joe Burrow's athletic enough to actually get past him, leaving Terrell Lewis, who tried to tackle him, who lunged out to try to grab him. And mind you, Terrell Lewis is 6'5", and he can really run. And he wasn't able to stop Joe Burrow here. He missed a sure tackle. This would have been a sure tackle against an average quarterback. But against Joe Burrow, who's like really big as well and has some really good athleticism, got past him. So the rest of the defense was in man coverage. And so this is an easy first down after that because they're covering the receiver, their back is to the quarterback. So he runs for a first down. Like I said, this is a called draw, so they're all running the DBs away from the middle of the field anyway. And so LSU will go on to score a TD here. They got a touchdown. If Alabama had got that stop, that would have forced a field goal. And then you couple that with the stop on 3rd and 17. If they had got the stop on 3rd and 17 short and had forced LSU to punt the ball instead of getting that field goal, that means you could take away 3 points from LSU and then take away a touchdown and substitute it with the field goal that they would have gotten here. LSU would have scored 39 points. And then keep in mind that the Alabama score at the end of the game was 41 points. So the score would have been 41-39 in this hypothetical situation in which if these two things happen, if Alabama stopped LSU in those two plays I described, and then assuming that everything else played out the exact same way it did, which probably doesn't happen, you know, games are played differently based upon the scores at different times, but assuming that all that stuff had remained the same and the only thing that changed was that LSU didn't get that 3rd and 17 run and LSU would have been held to a field goal here, then the final score of this game could have been a victory for Alabama at 41-39. That's just really interesting, something that I thought about as I was actually writing down and analyzing these plays. I was like, that's actually really interesting. So basically, I'm just saying Joe Burrow, athleticism, the talent that he has, he really makes a big difference in this LSU offense, and you got to give props to them for that. Thanks for watching this video. I'll probably have some more content coming about this game. It's really fun to analyze. I'll see you next time. Let me know what you think.